Waves crashed against the shore. Wind whistled through the trees, and the Yellow One stood motionless. And then, out of the fog, a being called Polly emerged. Polly questioned why the Yellow One would lurk in a place so lonely. The Yellow One explained their plight. At sundown, they would become a rock, and one of the other rocks would have their day. But, the Yellow One cautioned, should any of us not return by sundown, we will remain a rock forever. And if that were true, then those two would be free to wreak havoc. Polly asked who exactly those two were. The Yellow One said that in 3 days' time, Polly would have their answer. The Yellow One was surprised Polly had remained. They hoped that perhaps Polly could figure out something the rest of them hadn't. Polly was stunned. The Green One looked upon them with curiosity. Polly explained that they were simply here to help. The Green One nodded and said they wished to enjoy at least part of their day. They would return in the morning. Polly decided to simply wait. The Green One returned rejuvenated. They quickly explained that there were only 2 out of the 6 of them that warrant caution, the Purple One and the Orange One. They then gestured to the next rock in the line and told Polly to seek the counsel of the one who would emerge from it. The Green One thanked Polly for volunteering to help them. The Blue One was frightened at first, but Polly calmed their nerves. They were surprised that someone wanted to risk their life to help them, but they were thankful all the same. The Blue One warned that the consequences for failure were dire. They gestured to the clams and sea stars which littered the shore, explaining that they weren't always clams and sea stars. Since time was limited, the Blue One merely told Polly how to combat the Purple One. They explained that the Purple One never let anyone get close to their rock for fear of being unable to return in time. Polly began to formulate a plan. The Blue One wished them good luck and said they hoped Polly would live to meet the Red One. The Purple One quickly began sizing Polly up. Then they attacked. Polly was caught by surprise. They would not make that mistake again. Polly stood on the farthest edge of the beach, and the Purple One assumed their position by the rock. Polly's plan took shape. They stepped onto the beach, and the Purple One lunged forth. Again, Polly stepped. They began to learn the Purple One's cadence. By nightfall, they knew they had won already. At just the right moment, Polly stepped for one final time. The Purple One lunged, and before Polly could wink, they were rock. The Red One stepped forward. They knew what must have transpired, but they didn't want to let themselves hope. They turned to Polly, who confirmed that the Purple One was no more. They breathed a sigh of relief, and as the sun rose above the waves, Polly caught them up to speed. Their attention shifted to how best to proceed. According to the red one, the orange one was perhaps the most dangerous of all. Not because of physical aptitude, but rather mental. They could convince anyone of anything given enough time. Polly would need all the focus they could muster if they were going to win. The red one wished Polly well and asked to tell the yellow one they said hello. The orange one saw the stone that once was the purple one. Ignoring Polly, they went to it. They gazed upon it without a word. Polly watched, nervously. Finally, the morning came. Before Polly could get a single word in, the orange one turned and addressed them. They asked if Polly believed themselves a hero. Polly knew not how to answer, so they continued. They said that the others must have convinced Polly that the purple one and them were wicked, evil creatures. In fact, it seemed as though the orange one could guess just about every word spoken to Polly by the others. The orange one walked to the beach's edge. If Polly wanted to beat them, all that needed to be done was wait. But Polly was conflicted. The orange one's words were bewildering and frightening. One last time, the orange one turned to Polly. They asked what Polly would tell the others. Would it be a tale of glorious combat, a battle of wit, endurance, or would Polly simply tell them the truth, that they had done nothing at all? As the light shifted, the orange one spoke one final time. Congratulations, hero. The yellow one saw the two rocks out of place and knew what must have occurred. They asked Polly if it was over. But all that Polly could manage to tell was that the red one said hello. And then they departed. The yellow one was confused, but before they had time to think on it, another entity emerged from the darkness. And then, just as quickly, the entity followed right behind Polly.